The Forest Rights Act actually dwells on this understanding of historical injustice, but it goes a little deeper into it by saying that historical injustice has been committed to these people in terms of their rights to cultivate, their rights to use, to have the ownership of the forest produces, and their rights to reside in the forest are also very important. And during the colonial period and post-colonial period, these rights were largely taken away. JJB was conceived as an organization to not only mobilize people against the atrocities of the forest department, against the historical injustice that we are just talking about committed to the people, but at the same time to ideologically confront the government policies and government understanding of forest. Now, when we talk about forest, we don't consider only the material aspect of forest alone. We look at the issue of forest holistically, in the sense that we consider both material as well as cultural and spiritual dimensions of forest. When we took up the issue before us, the challenge was how to restore it, how to reconstruct it, in other words. The government policies and the legislations were not in favor of the restoration of this situation. The second challenge was how to make people convinced that this was possible. We can reconstruct our forest regime, which we had earlier. It was not a very easy task, because people already took it for granted out of their more than 100 years of 200 years of experience that forest was no more with them. The third obstacle was how to reconstruct forest as a domain of women and the abode of the spirits of the tribal belief system. Traditionally, forest had always been the domain of women. They were more in touch with forest than their men. But now, because of the colonial rule, all that was destroyed. After about 4-5 years of our struggle, Forest Rights Act came into being. And then we have another set of challenges before us. For instance, the Act recognizes certain rights of the people. But the Forest Department was not ready to accept these rights, respect the rights of the people over the forest. So major challenge was therefore how to force the Forest Department to respect the decision taken